Well, injury update. First thing, obviously, with Micah Mazuka, which was spoke about yesterday, and Billy spoke to that on, hey, here's what happened. Came up with an injury. Obviously, had a reaction to that. He tweeted that out, right, saying, "Deuces, Billy, I'm going to the portal." Then deleted it. He said yesterday, look, 15 years ago, if this happens, nobody even knows about it, right? So it's a reaction. He thinks his season's done. It's a lot of work. I mean, he's probably grinding right now. My understanding, I'm sure who the starters are going to be is probably not as much of as a shoe-in as he may have been hoping, which is good news for us. We should be excited for that. And now he has to take a massive step back and feels like there's no way I'm going to be able to keep up with these guys. Because I think that the return timetable for him is early. It's by end of spring ball, probably summer ball. Do we have an update from either Allie or Dave? Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I think ladies first.
I think they said fall, right? That he would be back in time for fall. So I mean, I would assume that means he's rehabbing it over the summer, and he'll probably be there for 2-a-days. At least that's the way I took that.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure. I thought they said spring, so I was confused. And I was like, I think maybe I must have heard him. So okay, so back by fall, week 1, week 2. So again, but it kind of makes sense. Like, hey, that's why I want to leave, because now I'm going to lose an entire summer of training, and I don't want to just sit here and watch football or watch film all day.
I mean, these are teenage or early 20s kids, right? Like, they're emotional, they're upset, they pour their whole life into this. Something bad happens, you feel like it's the end of the world. This has happened as long as college football has existed, right? We just only hear about it because social media is 24/7 now, and everybody gets to share their thoughts and whatever instantly, right? Like, there's I find it hard to believe there's a guy that has played football for Florida probably in the last 20 years that hasn't at one point thought of transferring at one moment or another. We just don't know about it. So I kind of think this is a hats off to Billy for using it as a teachable moment instead of like, oh, okay, you want to see the door? Here's the door. There you go. I applaud him for the way that he handled this, because it's not the end of the world, right? But teaching him that it's not the end of the world and being the adult in the room is what we need from a coach that's trying to change a culture.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, when a kid gets injured, it's a very frustrating thing for a kid. I mean, you want to play football, you want to get out there on the field. But as Allie said, like Billy Napier taking the approach of not just saying, well, you can get on the bus and go somewhere else, or you can go somewhere else. He's actually sitting there and he's trying to give the kid, he talks about how important these kids are when he brings them to the University of Florida and giving them not even really a second chance, I guess. It's more of like I can't even put it into words, but like he doesn't necessarily like just say, okay, get out of here. Like he's giving Micah, and you hear Micah, take the tweet down. I mean, at least the tweet was deleted. He didn't keep it up, right? And you see it. I mean, even what was it the other night? Will Norman posted something with a peace sign, but we don't know what that means. That could have been on accident. It was deleted immediately.
Definitely girl troubles.
Well,
sure.
it's the thing of social media now is everything is instant. Like you can express your feelings on social media now, which is before you couldn't. So now it's easier for kids to just pick up a phone, say something, and I'm pretty sure this happens not even just here, everywhere else. I mean, you've got other universities that probably deal with these problems as well. I didn't look too much into it when it happened, especially after the tweet was deleted. But as I said, Billy Napier cares about every kid that he brings to the University of Florida, and you've heard him talk about it in press conference. He's like, I don't just sit here and recruit kids just to bring them in and fill roster spots. I mean, these kids are, mentally focused. They're physically prepared. They're going to be dominant here at the University of Florida. That's his attitude. So I kind of like how he handled the situation too. Things are going to happen, man. Not everything's peaches and cream every day, and kids are just going to be kids.
That's the big thing I think we always forget, because again, we watch them. They're on national TV. They are not the size of kids. They are the size of grown men. I've sat next to all of them. I am a kid next to all of them. And so that we forget they're 18-year-old kids. I can assure you, it wasn't too long ago that I'm still a kid. We act like dumbasses. I do dumb stuff all the time. I tweet dumb stuff. I react even now. So these guys have to grow up very quickly. And everyone's going to say, well, it's their responsibility. They're supposed to. You're right. That doesn't mean that they're going to. There's 45-year-old men that still act like children. And so, look, I think you nailed it on the head with that